your own soul's sake.
That's why the Bible is redundant. The Lord says things over and over because we're stiff-necked, hard-headed people.
Calm down and listen to one another. And more importantly, listen to this Bible. Right? Okay, watch this.
But in this last day, the Most High is raising up the true prophets of God.
All praise.
Question I'm asking. Nation is so big, like the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that have God so nigh unto the laws of God is the light that we gotta let shine before men.
TJ, right? All right, TJ. You look on the sign here.
Let's go.
What's in that? What you call yourself in society here on this sign? You have. These are the names that they call us in society, and then we got the names that God calls us. Where do you see yourself on this sign? American black, West Indian black. So who's your father? You know who your father is? You know who your father is? Where was your father from? Was he born here? Was he from one of the islands or what?
No, but his father might have been. His father was born here.
Right, so I mean as far as you know, your father is a... Huh? Right, well we all came across here from Africa through slavery, right? But you need to know the nationality of your father at least. So your father is probably an African American, right? So if he's a so-called African American, it means that he's from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Right? So now, we're going to go into a little history in the Bible, right? So that you can identify yourself with this Bible, because this is what we out here. We're teaching our people their nationality and their heritage, according to the Bible. My brother over there, what's your name again? Marquise. You know something about this, right? You know what your nationality is? What's your nationality? You're Judah, right? So you are Judah, and he's Judah, right? So now we're going to go into the Bible and we're going to show you all how you could identify yourself with these tribes, right? So give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15, right? Because in order to identify anything, there must be a sign, like over there, right? Brother, over there, when you watch over there, right? How you know that that's a CBS over there? Because of the sign, right? How do you know that's a beauty mart? Because of the sign, right? So there are some signs in this Bible that you're going to identify yourself as an Israelite, right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So when you watch our people in society around here, right? Do we look like a blessed people or a cursed people? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? So when you look around here in these neighborhoods, wherever our people are, Baltimore, DC, New York City, wherever our people are we cursed or blessed?
Depending on where you look.
In general, right? When you look in these areas, our people are in a low estate. Is that a blessing or a cursing? It's a curse, right? So that's what we're reading out of the Bible, right? Read it again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it said it shall come to pass if we didn't hearken, right? My brethren, hearken, you know what that means? We didn't listen, Right? We didn't listen to the commandments of the Most High God, right? Read on.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
So Dallas, right? Dallas. You live in this area? Where you live? And where? In the county? Alright. So when you come to this area and you see our people, the conditions that they're in, is it good conditions or bad conditions? It's bad, right? So what we're bringing out in the Bible here is the curses, so that you could identify yourself, right, as the Israelites, right, that the Bible speaks of. Now look at this sign here, right? As I was telling CJ and the brother over here, they have the tribe of Judah, right? Because they say that their father is African American. Your father is African American. Are you African American? So you are also from the tribe of Judah, right? So we bring it out in the Bible, right? How you can identify yourself, right, from that tribe, right? You know who else came from the tribe of Judah? You ever heard about Jesus the Christ? What color is Jesus the Christ? He's white? Come over here. Come over here. Huh? Huh? You gotta get your little sister? Alright, well, listen. What we telling you here is very important. How old is, if you don't mind me asking? You're 16, man. You're gonna be a man soon. Right? So you need to know, you need to have this knowledge. You love your little sister? Right. So if you love your sister, you gotta have this knowledge to be able to teach her. You don't want your sister on the streets, man. This is why we out here. We trying to uplift our people. We trying to get you all out of the conditions that you're in. Right? So you need to listen. Let's listen for 1 second. Right? This is very important, man. You wanna die out here on the streets? No. Right? So you gotta take heed to the word that's coming out. We are your big brothers, man. Right? Read.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So CJ, you hear that? Cursed shalt thou be in the city, cursed shalt thou be in the field. What's your name? What? Keith? Alright, so you see we curse in the city, right? You know how we curse in the city? Alright, look at all the trash on the streets. Look at our people, right? Most of our people, they're out here on these chairs, these electric chairs, walking with canes, right? We got to depend on our oppressors for everything. Look at these stores here. We don't own none of these stores. Right? We curse as a people. Right? In the city. This is a city, right? So we curse in the city, right? You can see all the signs that our people are cursed, right? Read.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Read from 15 again.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So we didn't listen unto the Most High God. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
You listen to that, CJ? We didn't do the commandments, right? So this is the stipulation. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So we just point out some of the curses, right? We just point out some of the curses, right? Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So how you think we curse in the field? Come up closer. Look at the sign here. You see that? That is history, right? You know that we were slaves, right? My brethren, you know that we were slaves, right? Right? It says, cursed shall thou be in the field, right? We were in the cotton fields. We were in the sugarcane fields. We were in the cocoa fields, right? Everywhere where our people were scattered, right? We were in the fields, right? So that's going into curse shall thou be in the field. Also in your workplace, we always the last hire, first fire, right? Anytime we go for a job, right? They always give first priority to the other people. It's always harder for us to get a job. Always harder for us to get a loan or something. You know what I'm saying? Right? Read that again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So you can see the evidence around here as us being cursed in the field, in the city. Right? Every 5 minutes an ambulance comes by here. Right? That's a curse. Right? Look at our people. This guy walking over here, he's about what, 20, in his early 20s. Right? Why should he be in that state? That's a curse. Right? You don't see the other nations like this. Right? Read.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
So CJ, my brethren, it says, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. You know what that's going into? You know what they use a basket for? A basket is something that you use to hold something. Right? So when it says, cursed shall be thy basket, right? If our people open up a business, right? It don't last long. if you try to save some money, the average black person or family, they don't even have $1,000 in their account. Right? So that's why it says, curse shall thou be thy basket. Right? Read.
I'll jump to verse 32.
Yeah, verse 32. So these are the curses that we spelling out here for you, my brethren. Right? You got to pay attention. Right? Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So when did that happen, CJ? When did that happen? When did our sons and daughters, when were they given unto another people? In slavery, right? Because remember the auction block. You see? I was just talking about that. Every 5 minutes. That's a curse. Right? So, in our history in slavery, right? What happened to our children when they brought us over here? What happened on those auction blocks? You know what happened on the auction blocks?
They made them watch.
Huh?
They made them watch their mother and father get to it.
On the auction blocks, look here. See this here? Look at that here. Right? On the auction blocks, it was nigga sold to Mr. Johnson. Nigga sold to Mr. Brown in Jacksonville. That's what it was. Right? Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So you see, it says, our sons and our daughters, right? Look at this sign here. Right? Look at that. See the evidence? Right? You see us on the slave auction blocks, right? You see us being sold, right? So you would have come here with kids, right? And on that auction block, they look at your son or your daughter, and if your son look like he gonna be a strong man or something like that, they would sell him to a man all the way down in Virginia or something like that. You would never see his son again. That's what the scriptures are saying. Right? Let's read it again for you so you have it in your mind. Read that again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Right? So, obviously, is your child. You have children? Do you see your children regularly? Right. So, let's imagine somebody was to come and take your children from you. You know how sad that would be? That would crush you. Right? That's what happened to our forefathers back in them times, right? You got kids? If somebody else, do you see your kids where you live? Do you live with your kids? If somebody wants to come and take your kids from you, I mean, how would that rest with you? Yeah, that's going to destroy you, right? So that's what happened to our people here. That's what we read in the Bible, right? This is prophecy, right? Prophecy, because our people did not hearken to the Most High laws, right? So these are the curses that are on our people, right? Read verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So, when it says thou shalt become an astonishment, Michael Jackson, and he's an astonishment, right? Nobody never performed like Michael Jackson, right? That is an astonishment, right? Right? Another astonishment is when you see our people, the young boys walking on the road, right, with their pants hanging down, right? That's an astonishment even to us, right? They don't even have, you don't even see them pulling up their pants, and that pants, it will be like right here, and it don't drop any further. That's our astonishment, right? Our astonishment is our young daughters walking out here with strollers without a father. That is our astonishment. No other nation you see that. The other nations, the East Indians, right? The Arabians, the Chinese, anytime you see them, they have their whole family with them. But us, we always separate. There's always a woman walking with a stroller, the man living in another county or something like that, right? They separated our families. That's a curse, right? That's a curse, right? Read that again.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So they say a proverb. A proverb is a wise saying, right? A proverb among our people is like, if you want to hide anything from a Negro, what? What's the next word for that? Put it in a book. That's a proverb among our people, right? Black people like watermelon. Black people like fried chicken, right? All those are wise sayings among our people. That's that proverb they're talking about, right? Read.
Among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Among all nations, no matter where we go in this world, right? We have those titles and those proverbs upon us, right? Jump to 43.
48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Everything you need, who you gotta go to? Water. The bottled water. Our people, we just make that? Your clothes, that hoodie that you have on. What on the tag? Where was that made? Our people making that? My brethren, your tennis shoes. Where that say it made? In China, right? It's not our people making them things, right? So we gotta go to our enemies for every single thing. Food, clothes, water, every single thing. Listen again, CJ. That what you have on your hand. We're not making those things. That's from our enemies. You gotta go to your enemy for everything. Right? Read.
Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
That's which the Lord shall send against thee. The Lord sent those enemies against us because we broke his laws.
That's right.
Right? Read.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
See, it says hunger, which is the water. I mean hunger, which is the food. Right? Thirst, water. Right? And in clothing. All the clothes, when you look at it, even if you have, remember some years ago they had a brand called Fubu? Remember Fubu? Remember that brand? It was for us, by us, right? It was LL Cool J and some other black brothers who had that, right? So, our people look at that and say, yeah, we own that. But guess what? The textile company, we don't own that. We still have to go and get the textiles from somebody else before we could put that brand name on it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't already own anything. Right? What's his name? Puff Daddy, right? He have his brand Sean John. He still got to get the textile to put that print on it. He doesn't have no textile factories. All those things are made in China. Right?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.